make sure that I'm recording, and then make sure I'm sharing the right screen. And hello everyone, this is Makayo. I'm doing our updated walkthrough for Lab 5, querying data. In this lab, we looked at joins, relates, connections, definition queries, selecting by attributes, as well as working with some clauses. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've already pre-downloaded and extracted my data from Canvas from here. So I'll get started with my instructions right here. Number one asks me to create a new map in ArcGIS Pro. So I have Arc open right here, and I'm going to select Map under New Project. If you're using a lab computer, please make sure that your location does not start with CSBS. If it starts with CSBS, Arc will freeze, and it'll be very difficult for you to continue on with any part of the lab. So you can change the location by selecting the folder right here and selecting either your H or N drive if you're using lab computers. If you're not, we're all good. So making sure that our location is okay, we can title this lab. I think I have a few of these now. Lab 05, and then we can press OK. So I'll be doing this by each number individually. So then we've just finished number 1. And now we're moving on to number 2. Number 2 asks us to add the weather station point data and county polygon from the Lab 05 geodatabase. So we're going to make a folder geodatabase connection, and then we'll add those items. So now let's go to our view banner up top, and then let's select the catalog pane. When you select the catalog pane, the catalog window on the right-hand side of your screen opens up, and we're given the choice of selecting any of these items. We're going to start with databases, and we're going to right-click, add database, and now let's select wherever we had those files downloaded. For me, I had my data in my downloads, so I'll navigate to wherever that was. I'll open my folder. I'll open it one more time until I'm left with the cylinder for the lab 05 data.gdb. I'll press OK. And then if I expand out my catalog, my databases, our lab 5 data.gdb, we should have counties and weather stations right here. So now we're going to right click and add both of these to our current map. And cool, we have all of the weather stations in Utah along with the counties for the state of Utah. So now moving on to number 3, we're asked to create a definition query to show weather stations in Utah that are active. So now we're going to go back to our contents, and now let's right click on weather stations, go down to properties, and let's make a new definition query. We're going to go where active underscore inactive is equals to active. We'll press apply and OK. We can clearly see a reduction of the amount of points on our polygon, so we know that went correct. Next, we're asked to use the select by attribute to select all records in the SNOTEL network, and then export the selected features as a new feature titled Active SNOTEL Stations. So now we're going to go back to our map banner up top. Let's move our mouse to the right so we can get to select by attributes right here. We're going to make a new clause right here. And for this clause, we're looking for the SNOTEL stations or the weather stations that are in the SNOTEL network. So then our where our network is equals to SNOTEL. So you can either click through the dropdown and get that, or you can type in SNOTEL and Arc will finish it for you. Let's click on OK. And then we can see right here that we've got blue points that are highlighted. That means that these are the points that are active and part of the SNOTEL network. So now we're asked to export this as the active SNOTEL stations. So then let's copy the title from Canvas, and then let's export this. Let's go back to our contents. Let's right click on weather stations. Let's go down to data, and then let's export features. We're gonna change the name of the output feature class by selecting browse. And then we're just going to give it a name, or the name from Canvas. Let's save, and then let's press OK. Let's deselect weather stations so we only have our active SNOTEL stations layer there. And cool, we can see that we've got only the active SNOTEL stations for this layer. Moving on. Number 5 asks us to use the county feature, and in that county feature, use a definition query to select only Cache, Weber, and Rich counties. So we have the counties feature in our contents panel. Let's right click, go down to properties, and let's make a new definition query. So then we only want the counties Cache, Rich, and Weber. So then our syntax for this clause is going to be where the name includes the values Cache, Rich, and Weber. We're going to press apply and then OK. And awesome. We can see already that our polygon has been reduced in size to the top right portion of Utah. And these are our study areas. So that is number 5. Number 6. Number 6 asks us to use the select by location to select only the stations that are active within the Cache, Weber, and Rich counties. And then we're asked to export this feature titled SNOTEL Sites Study Area. So now let's highlight our SNOTEL Sites Study Area, copy it, and now let's go back to Arc. And now we're going to use the select by location tool to select these points. Let's go to our map banner, select by location. We're going to change our input features. Our input features are what we're selecting. It's the object that we're selecting. So then we're selecting our active SNOTEL stations. And then the features that we are using to select these points is going to be our county features. So then our county polygon is being used to select the points that are on top of it. This looks good. Let's press OK. And we can see right here that only the points within our study area are highlighted blue. That means that these points are selected and ready for export. So let's go to our contents. Let's right click on our active SNOTEL stations. Let's go down to data, export features. Let's change the name by selecting the browse folder right here. And now let's paste in the name from Canvas, the SNOTEL Site Study Area. Let's save it and then press OK. Let's deselect our active SNOTEL stations so that we're only left with our SNOTEL Site Study Area. And awesome. Next, we're asked to generate a report for the precipitation accumulation totals for the 2016 year to join these points. So I'm going to scroll this down a little bit, and then we're going to split this screen. Yoink and yoink. So then the points that we're going to be using for this website will be these points right here. So we can check and see what weather stations these are by going to the contents panel, right-clicking on our SNOTEL Site Study Area, and checking out the attribute table right here. So we have Horse, Lightning, Ben Lomond Peak, Trail, Little Bear, Dry Bread Pond, Monte Cristo, Bug Lake, Temple Fork, and Tony's Grove Lake. So these will be the 10 inputs we use for this website. So I'm going to click on website, and it takes us to the Natural Resources Conservative Service, National Water, and Climate Center. This report generator can be used to query data sets from weather stations about the precipitation totals, snow water equivalents, snow depth, a lot of different things. So if you're interested in any type of data for those funnel projects, this website will be helpful. But let's start putting our station names into the enter stations box right where my mouse is. So when we type in these names, we can use our keyboard arrow keys to move our selection around. And once we have the selection we want highlighted, we're going to press enter. Once we press enter, we should see the record that we typed in pop up in the selected stations column right here. So we're going to do that for each of these. So then Lightning Ridge, Ben Lomond Peak, Ben Lomond Trail, Little Bear, Dry Bread Pond, Monte Cristo, Bug Lake, Temple Fork, Pony Grove Lake. Oh, wrong one. Not you. We want Pony Grove Lake. There we go. I have all 10 of my selected stations ready right here. And then we're going to move on down. So now we're in our select columns. We're going to select the precipitation accumulation, the third selection down from the top. We're going to leave our depth, value type, and function alone. And then we're going to make sure to hit the add button. Once we hit the add button, in the manage selected columns area, we should be able to select the precipitation accumulation box. And this is what's telling the website what parts of the data set we want to query. So moving past that, we're going to select our time period and layout. So first, we're asked for the annual breakdown. So we'll select water year. Our custom begin date is going to be January 1st, 2016. So I recommend changing the year first and then the month. So then January 1st, and then selecting 2016, December 31st. It is okay if you do not have the full date. The website will honor the date we put into these inputs. It just only shows 2016. So then after our dates are set, our layout for this first one will be water year, group by month. Our output format is going to be CSV. And now we're going to view report. So then this is the report that we've downloaded. We've got the precipitation accumulation start of month values for each of our weather stations. So that looks good. Let's right click on this web page, save as. And now we're going to save this as a text .csv. So then let's type in, this is our annual.csv. And then let's save it. All right, cool. So now we're going to do this one more time for our monthly values. So we'll hit the back button, and then let's refresh this page just to give us a clean slate to work with. So now let's put in these points one more time. Horse Ridge, Lightning Ridge, Ben Lomond Peak, ooh, Ben Lomond Peak, Ben Lomond Trail, Little Bear, Dry Bread Pond, Monte Cristo, Bug Lake, Temple Fort, Pony Grove Lake. Cool, cool, cool. I've got all 10. So then just like our first selections, we're going to select the precipitation accumulation. We'll leave our depth, value type, and function alone. We'll make sure to hit the add button. We'll select the box for precipitation accumulation. And now we're going to select monthly for our interval/duration. Our custom begin date will again be the 1st of January, 2016, and the custom end date will be December 31st, 2016. We're going to select calendar year, group by month, and then CSV right here. Let's view the report. And we've got a lot of data, but Excel should be able to help us out. So now that we've got this data set, let's right click on our web page, save as, and then let's title this monthly.csv. Let's save it, and awesome. So then that was 7. We generated our reports. We finished 7.1, 7.2, and now we're on to 9. So we skipped a little bit there, but it all kind of fell into each other. So now for number 10, we're to open the reports using Excel and clean up the data for use in ArcGIS. So let's go to wherever we have those files saved. Yes. So I'm going to start with my monthly file first. And cool. Excel is awesome enough to do this for us automatically. So then at this point, all we need to do is scroll out to December, drag our mouse up. Let's right click and delete. And then let's shift our cells up. That way we don't have to fiddle around with moving our table. So then let's scroll up. And we've got the station ID, the station name, the year, and then each of the months. So that looks good. Let's save it. Awesome possum. And now let's do the same thing for annual. So then if Arc and Excel is nice to us, awesome. We have all of our precipitation monthly values already set up. So now again, let's just set our mouse at that pound sign, drag our mouse all the way up, and let's right click and then delete, and let's shift our cells up. Awesome, awesome. Cool. So then we just have our water year, station ID, station name, and the precipitation accumulation start of month values for this table. Let's make sure to save it, and then let's close it. All right, so our monthly and annual are both ready to be added to Arc. So then that was 10, and now we're on to 11. 11 asks us to import these CSVs into ArcGIS using the Add Data button in the Map tab, and then to export each CSV as a geodatabase table. So pretty much we're going to add these to our Lab 5 geodatabase. This came up in class. If you do not export these geodatabases or these tables into your Lab 5 geodatabase, your lab will not work. You will find out at the end of the lab that you didn't put it in the geodatabase, and you'll have to start all over again. So this part is important. So then we're going to be back in Arc Pro. We can make this window big again. And now let's add our tables to our map. So let's go to our map banner. Let's select add data, and then let's add the files that we have here. If your files do not show up, please make sure to click the refresh button. Arc doesn't update the windows if we add new items after we've opened up a project, so we just have to make sure to click the refresh button right here. And I hit it, and we've got the annual and our monthly. So then I'm going to add both of these to my map. And cool. If we check out our contents table and we check out our standalone tables, we have our annual.csv as well as our monthly.csv right here. We can right click and open these and check them out. And cool. We have all of our data arranged in this table, ready for joining based on our station name. So then we're going to make sure to export each of these CSVs back into our geodatabase table. So then we're in our contents. We're going to right click on annual. Let's go down to data, export table. We're going to change the location as well as the name by working with the output table. So then let's select this folder. And then let's give this a name. So we're working with annual. So then this can just be annual underscore precip. And we're going to select databases in our top left. And we're going to make sure to select the database that has a house in front of it. So then this is where the data that we downloaded from Canvas is. This is where we're working out of. So we want to make sure that for our tables that we put them in the cylinder that has the house in front of it. So then we have the house cylinder highlighted. Let's press open. And then let's save our annual precip in here. We can press OK. And cool. Our table is exported. I'm going to delete the old annual to keep my contents a little bit neat. And then let's right click on monthly.csv and do the same thing. So then let's go down to data, export table. We'll select the folder for the output table. And now we're going to select databases one more time, the cylinder with the house in front of it, open. And now let's give it a name. So we're working with monthly precip, so we can do month underscore precipitation or precip, whatever you want to name it. And then press OK. So now we have both our annual precip and our monthly precip in our geodatabase. So now we're ready to join and relate these. I'm going to remove the monthly.csv that I first had, just so I don't get confused. And okay, that was 11. 12 asks us to join the 2016 annual report to this no-cell feature class based on station name and create a map using proportional symbols based on the 2016 total accumulation for each station. So that sounds like a lot, but it's okay. We've got it. So now So we're asked to start with annual, and then monthly is our relate. So we're going to start with joining our annual precip to our Snowtail site study area up there. So now let's go to our contents. Let's right click on our Snowtail site study area, go down to joins and relates. Let's add join, and then let's select for our input join fields, station NA. Our join table will be annual precip, and the join table field will be station name. We're going to make sure to index our join fields and then press OK. So when we join items together, we won't necessarily see a change in our points, but we'll be able to see a change in the attribute table. So then this is the attribute table for our Snowtail site study area. And we can see on the far right-hand side that this is where the data for our join was put. We've joined our two tables based on the common column that we have for them based on station name. And that's how we were able to attach the precipitation accumulation start of month values to each of these points. So, cool. And then next we're using proportional symbols. Before we switch proportional symbols, we'll do our label first. So we're going to do this label. So to do this label, we'll do you on the right-hand side, and then you right there. And we'll put you, Control Alt Shift H, put you up there. So for us to add a complex label or a label with multiple features, we're going to go to our contents panel, highlight our Snowtail site study area, and then in the top right corner, we should see labeling. Let's select it, and then select expression. While we're in the expression window, we can build a little code line or we can build an expression to tell Arc which features we want to label or how we want them labeled. So to start off with, I have $feature station NA. So then the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go quotation mark, station, name, colon, quotation mark, plus. So then we're going to put another plus sign at the end of station NA. And now we're going to work with our precipitation accumulation. So then let's scroll all the way to the bottom. And now let's do quotation mark, precipitation, colon, quotation, plus. And then we're not going to type these in. We're going to double click the fields that represents them to get the $feature line. So then I have my precipitation accumulation start of month values right here. I'm going to double click. And then right here, I've got the plus feature start of month values. So then next, we're going to do our counties. So then at the end of our start of month values, we can do a plus, quotation mark, counties, colon quotation, plus, and then let's look for the county field in our fields box. And there it is. I'm gonna double click and cool. We've got our station name, our precipitation, as well as our counties. Let's check to see if our expression is valid. It is valid. And then let's click on apply. It's totally okay if your labels do not show up yet. We still have one more click to make them appear. So we can do away with our label class window. We're gonna put you over there. And now let's right click on our Snowtail site study area. And then let's click on label right here. Awesome. So you can see on my screen that I have the station name, the precipitation, as well as the counties right there. So then this is what we're looking for. Moving on. Next, we're going to use proportional symbols based on the 2016 total accumulation for each station. So let's go to our contents. Let's highlight our Snowtail site study area. And we'll right click. We'll go down to symbology. And then we're going to choose from our single symbol to proportional symbols right here. Right now, there we go. We're going to make sure that our maximum size is selected as well, so we can get a good range of our circles. So then you'll notice that something is wrong right now with my field. Currently it says latitude. We don't want that. So then let's select latitude, and then let's change that for precipitation accumulation and start of month values. Cool. So now we have each of our points represented by a proportional symbol based on the amount of precipitation they received for that month. So then, all right. So now that we've got our proportional symbols, let's make our layout. Let's go to our insert banner. Let's go to new layout, and then let's select the letter 8.5 by 11. We're going to go back to our insert banner, map frame, and let's select the map that we've been working on right here. Let's draw a little box. And cool. This map is very zoomed out. So I'm going to zoom to layer to get the best possible extent. So then I'm going to go to my contents. I'm going to right click on counties and then zoom to layer for counties. That way I have all my points as well as the counties. As long as you haven't converted your labels or your these titles to annotations or graphics, they will update automatically. You can also convert them to graphics or annotations to change them, make them bigger if you want to. But yeah, up to you. So then we have our labels, we have our zoom to layer. Let's add our north arrow. There we go. Ooh, this is another good map to practice working with having a north arrow on your map. That's probably too big, but we do have a lot of free space top left, bottom right, a little bit of space top right, and a little bit of space kind of in the bottom left. But for now, I'm just going to put my north arrow. Nope, go to the left, to the right. Please, thank you. I like that actually. Cool. Next, I'm going to add my scale bar. So then, perfect, multiples of 5. And then next, we'll add our legend. I'll put you right there. Oh, whenever you have this red 3 dots pop up, that means that you just have legend objects that are too big for this space. So then you can shift your objects over to give yourself a little bit more space. Ooh, there we go. So I just need to, oh, counties is down there too. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? I need to make it higher. So then let's do here. We'll move this up a little bit. And then we'll give my legend some more space. Let's drag this box down. Oop, too far. Awesome. So we'll move you up. We'll move you up. We'll get you a little bit closer. Right there. We'll move this back onto our map. And cool. So now that we have our legend, scale bar, north arrow, let's add a title. So now that we're under our insert banner, let's look to the far right-hand side. And now we've got our graphics and text window right here. So let's add it. We're looking at the total amount of precipitation for these weather stations within a certain year, based on proportional symbols. So we can title this rainfall based rainfall measured proportionally based rainfall. Weather stations in northern Utah. Rainfall in northern Utah by proportion. I'll try that one. Rainfall in northern Utah by proportion. You don't have to pick the same title that I do. It's totally okay if your title is different. I'm just trying to switch it up and not use the same titles that I use for class. Keeps me sane. So then I have my title, north arrow, scale bar, legend. Let's make sure to add our acknowledgements in our bottom right-hand corner. One more time, we want to make sure that these are small. We don't really want these to draw people's eyes. So then if we're using straight text, we can go here, source, Esri, ArcGIS, U of U, GEOG. And then we can shrink this box to change our font size automatically. And we're gonna make this small. And put that in the corner. And awesome. So then we have our acknowledgements, we have our north arrows, our scale bars, our legends, as well as our title. All right, these are symboled out by proportion. Let's go here. And this is going to be our first deliverable. So then before we do anything else, let's make sure that we have the right coordinate system. Let's go to our contents, let's right click on maps, and let's go to properties. Select coordinate systems, and we're already in the NAD 1983 UTM zone 12N, so that's perfect, and we're good to export this. To export this file, you can go to the share banner up top, and then export layout. Please select PDF. Make sure you remember where you close this window. Make sure to click on export. So then that was the end of 12. So then this is deliverable 1. Next, we're asked to use our monthly data and relate that to each record. So we're going to go back to our map tab, let's go back to our contents, and let's undo the join that we have for our SNOTIL site study area. Right click, joins and relates, and let's remove all joins. Now, with our joins removed, it's totally okay if our points disappear. The symbology that we were using to display them was based on our precipitation accumulation value, which when we unjoin this, goes back to being in here and is separated. So we're going to relate this. So let's right click on our SNOTIL site study area, joins and relates, let's add a relate, and then we're going to input our relate field. So our input relate field will be station NA, our relate table will be monthly precip, and then our output relate field will be station NA. We'll leave relate name and our cardinality alone and press OK. So then if we check out the attribute table for the SNOTIL site study area, whoops, I misclicked. There we go. And we check to the far right-hand side, our relate doesn't show up like it does for our joins. That's because joins are permanent. You get an output from the join tables or join features, and you can instantly use that for anything, any kind of analysis. But when you relate things, it's a more temporary relationship. So then you actually have to go further into your attribute table to check out the relationship between your data sets that you related. So then to sum up, a join is permanent, a temporary, or a join is permanent, a relate is temporary. And then you can build your answer off of that. But let's check out the rest of our records and see if our relate worked. So this is the part where if you did not export this into your GeoDatabase, this lab will not work. So I hope you exported it. But let's start with Horse Ridge. We can click to the left of the FID to highlight our whole entire row. And then let's select the 3 lines on our top right, and then related data and monthly precip. It always takes a second to load, so it always terrifies me, but that's okay. So monthly precip, and awesome. We have a record of the precipitation accumulation start of month values for each of these months. So now we want that for our Ben Lomond peak. So then let's go to the left of our Ben Lomond peak to highlight the row. Let's go to the top right corner of our layout to select the 3 horizontal lines, related data, our monthly precip, and awesome. This will be the 3rd deliverable for your lab and the last one you need to turn in. So then all you need for this is a screenshot of this right here, your contents panel. You don't have to include a map. So yeah, so then that is the totality of lab 3. So then to go over your deliverables one more time, number 1 is a layout map displaying the location of SNOTIL locations within Utah utilizing an NAD 83 Zone 12 projection symbolized using proportional symbols based on the 2016 annual precipitation accumulation. So that was our first map that we exported. Number two, a short half-page write-up concerning when you would want to use join versus when you would want to use overlate. And then number three, a screenshot of the related data for the Ben Lomond Peak SnowCell site within ArcGIS Pro. So once you have all three of those, submit them, and yeah, you'll be good to go. So thank you, everyone. I hope this helps, and I'll see you all next week. Okay, bye.